The news that I'm about to share with you in regards to the gold and silver price, the gold and silver industry, precious metals investing is, in my opinion, the biggest news story in the last 14 years. I just saw the headline. I have not read this story, but now I know exactly what it's about. I'm going to read it to you, and I want you to consider what you're doing right now with your money and what America and Europe has been doing with the financial world around the globe, how they've been abusing it and setting it on fire and weaponizing it. They've been weaponizing the euro and the US dollar. So first, before I read the story, I want to explain things. There are two ways to artificially suppress the price of precious metals. And the biggest one is through price suppression, is smashing it down on the stock exchanges, because they could flood the market with fake contracts for purchasing gold or silver. We have two different clearinghouses for this, the LBMA out of England and the COMEX out of the US. Both of those are ran by the Federal Reserve and the Bank of England. All right. They want you to think always that the euro and the dollar is stronger than gold and silver, because as gold and silver prices go up denominated in those two currencies, it makes those currencies look weak, right? What's the one thing that people, there's actually two things. When the hyperinflation hits, what are the two things that explode exponentially? Gold and food, right? So everybody is very aware, as they can't afford to feed their family what they normally would, cuts of chicken, beef, things like that. They're now going and essentially eating Kraft mac and cheese, or not even that. They're eating the bargain basement brand at Walmart. Whenever this happens throughout history, please understand what I'm referring to. Gold also goes sky high. All right. So right now, what you're seeing is gold hitting an all-time high. Silver's blowing it away on a performance basis, but it hasn't hit there yet. Well, Russia just announced this, and this is by far the biggest news ever. Type 1 if you agree. Russia will create new BRICS precious metals exchange to become a quote-unquote key regulator of prices. This comes from the finance ministry. The story is out of Kitco. Type 1 if you agree. This is massive. Why? Because BRICS is comprised of some of the largest countries in the world, and economies: Russia, Brazil, China, India, Africa, and then there's so many others. And what they're seeing is, because all of them, I've been reporting on this since I started this channel, and I'm not joking. I'm going to say this right now. I believe that every single person should go out and buy some silver today. And if you want, they're still doing that deal. I've got the link down below to a 10-ounce silver bar, pure silver, for the cost of the spot price. No premium over it. I think it's one per customer. Check out that link. Just click on that. Go to the website. It's a company I've worked with and bought from, and they're great. They deliver it to your house, and this is their way of getting new customers. So go click on it, and then go search silver bars, and you'll find the 10-ounce bar at spot price. That's not financial advice. That's life advice. If you want to become like an elitist, and you want to be wealthy, you do what the wealthy do. They own things from the ground, the earth. They own land. They own water. They own oil. They own precious metals. That's pure wealth. That's actually what creates wealth, right? They also own stocks and all this kind of stuff. I get that, but you have to have a baseline. So for Russia to come out and say, hey, we're going to do this, and we're going to have the backing of the BRICS. All of these countries are doing one thing that America is not doing. They're buying gold. And Russia announced 4 weeks ago, and the Jerusalem Post has been picking up on this like crazy. And I'm telling you, there's a specific reason why. Russia comes out and says, we're buying silver. And the Jerusalem Post is pushing out news stories on silver every day. They're telling you what's coming beforehand. All right? Now, honestly, I believe that you could see a smackdown in price coming, because the COMEX is dying, the LBMA is dying, and they are going to do everything. They are hell-bent on destroying this market, right? You may think that, a lot of people think that it's the opposite. It's not. They make more money destroying the market than they do letting precious metals rise. It says here, Russia has proposed that BRICS members country create their own precious metals exchange in a move that could upend the long-established international pricing mechanisms for gold, silver, platinum, and other precious metals. The news comes on the heels of Wednesday's declaration adopted by the leaders of the BRICS countries supporting an increase in the exchange of precious metals between members on the basis of common product quality standards. This also comes not on the heels, but in past times there has been delivery from the COMEX and from the LBMA, and those bars were not what they said they were stamped on them. They were either less purity or they were completely tungsten wrapped or a tungsten core. People need to understand what's going on here. There's a lot going on behind the scenes, and this is incredible. And I will tell you this. Russia and the BRICS nations will do this. If you think this is just a proposal, it's not. They've already got it in works. This is going to happen, which is going to cause the price to rise. Why? Because traders on Wall Street and in England will be looking at the price of gold. They'll be looking at the price of currencies. The Forex traders are incredibly intelligent. I don't know if people understand this. You have to be insanely intelligent to understand Forex trading. And the reason why I know this, I've done it, but you have to be so aware of geopolitical tensions or easing around the world, because you're going to be able to see the future far before what happens in the currency markets. So you can move, and a good Forex trader makes a lot of money. Even though you see these just fractions of difference, it's really not. Because then that flows, that fraction of a difference in the weakness or strength of a currency, it flows through to that bond market and then to the stock market and the overall economy. So there's a lot of money to be made in Forex trading, right? It's not just trading the actual one currency against another. There's a lot more going on behind the scenes. And so they're going to look at this new exchange and the prices that are being posted, and they're going, wait a minute. Why is gold $50 more an ounce over here? And they're probably going to be doing physical delivery really easy because they hate the COMEX. And at the COMEX, they're doing everything they can to get out of physical delivery. They're cashing people out in cash, and the price is getting smashed down every day. What market are you going to want? The one that's in a bull mode or the one that's in crash mode that you can't trust? So you're going to see a lot of family offices in even in America. I believe you're going to start seeing them doing business with this new exchange. It says here, on Thursday, the Ministry of Finance of the Russian Federation made their own official announcement. They said the creation of a mechanism for trading metals within the BRICS countries will lead to the formation of fair and equitable competition based on exchange principles, the ministry said in a release, according to Russian news service Orianda. They're telling you exactly what I just said. This is so cool. And just so you know, this is what actual shooting wars are fought over. This is what happens. If this announcement would have came out, I don't know, 10 years ago, there would have been missiles lobbed at Russia. And right now, you're seeing warmongers that are using Ukraine to fight a proxy war against Russia right now because of what they've been doing with BRICS and what's Russia doing. I mean, now think about this. How many of you, type 2, if you totally got what happened when the Russian ruble was collapsing and our current president was laughing about it and the ruble's rubble and all this stuff. And Putin just took a playbook out of America and went, okay, you just destroyed our currency. You're bad-mouthing it all over the world. It is rubble right now. Oh, I got an idea. We have a bunch of oil. See, we're a big country. I got an idea. Hey, everybody around the world, you're all having a hard time because COVID and oil's expensive and your people are freaking out. So all world leaders, here's the deal. This is what they did. We're going to sell you our oil at a reduced discount, but here's the catch. You just got to take your currency and you got to buy some rubles and you got to buy it in rubles. And if you do that, what we're going to do is we're going to give you like 10% off. Big sale on oil. And we saw all these countries that had agreements with America and went, we're out. And they went to the lowest price. And immediately it created, type 2 if you know how serious this was, how incredible this was. And most people around the world had no concept this was going on. I was screaming from the rooftops. It created such demand for the ruble. The ruble just went boom and shot up. Made Joe Biden look like a moron. But he does that really well. Just, type 10 if you agree. And as a matter of fact, you could feel free to say Biden is a moron right down in the comment sections if you think that. And guess what? We've got his second in command now running. So Woo! This is where we are, straight up crazy town. But this is what I've been talking about for so long. It's so easy to be a winner when everyone else is losing. You don't have to do much. A lot of times just sitting on your hands and going, I'm not going to buy a house just yet. I'm going to let the ninja talk me through the crash. I'm not going to buy an expensive vehicle just yet. I'm going to let the ninja show me how it's going to collapse. And they are. I don't know what to tell people. It's super exciting, right? And what am I? I'm just a dude with a Brohawk and a dream. I drive around in a car with just crap laying in it. Nothing fancy about me, but that's a cool thing. You don't need to be fancy to be a multimillionaire or even a billionaire. You'll find out. You're all gonna experience it. I had somebody yesterday, a little offshoot, but you need to hear this. Say, I talked about my being in a depression funk for a year after leaving the fire service and all these emotions, and I got so much amazing comments, and my phone was blown up from friends. I'm like, yeah, it's okay. The video is that I'm pulling myself out of this, but I go through all the same things. And one guy goes, "I wish I was crushing it like you. I just finally got out of debt." And I'm like, this is my answer to him: are you nuts? You are crushing it. You're now out of debt. You see, all of us go through these different cycles in life, and you look at the people. Oh, here, I got just the most I'll use the word retarded comment ever. Jeezo, this is stupid. Call a spade a spade. This is the dumbest thing. People are like, I can't believe you just used that word. When you're dumb, stupid, you're an idiot. That, to me, I just use the word retarded. Now, if you're born differently, that's not even that word, but that's what I use for the word. And this. I'm going to give you the example. Here we go. Boom, 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 boom. Here we go. It's a post on X. It says this. Andrea Junker posted this. She's an idiot. The wealth of Elon Musk in 2012 was $2 billion. Now it's $273 billion. The wealth of Jeff Bezos in 2012 was $18 billion. Now this year it's $207 billion. The wealth of Mark Zuckerberg in 2012 was $17 billion. Now it's $200 billion. The federal minimum wage in 2012 was $7.25. And in 2024, it's $7.25. So I commented and I said, I got 4 words for you. Get a better job. That's 4. And then Ninja don't count that much. And then I said, or another 4 words for you. Start a big business. I can't count. Point being is there 4 words. And this is the truth. All those people, you know what they had in common? Jeff Bezos borrowed money from his family to start a bookstore online when people were mocking him. And I know this because I was following that stuff when I was in my teenage years, because I was selling stuff on eBay, and he just started selling books online. Elon Musk was coding and programming, and yeah, I made good money. I remember watching him buy his first McLaren. I think it was a McLaren, silver McLaren, I think it was, when he was like 23, right? So just, when I was 24, I'd saved up to buy my first Ferrari. And so I'm a jerk, right? But I start businesses. And the fire service kept me as an employee for a long time because, quite frankly, I loved being a fireman. But the truth is, all these people need to wake up to the fact that if you want to be successful, it's not your employer that's going to make you successful. The federal government's not going to make you successful. If you make minimum wage, you're an idiot. Oh, I just pissed some idiots off. That's what just happened. Right now, there is a collective cry from like 3 people that are watching this channel that are angry because I called them an idiot because they're making minimum wage. You want to know why you're an idiot? Because you have a free choice. You live in a free land. You could just go and apply at a job right down the street. If you're stuck, you got yourself stuck. Get yourself unstuck. That's it. Now, the good thing is you guys can all find out there's probably going to be a handful of people that leave this channel because they're so offended. I don't want to attract people that get into offense real easy. I want to attract people that are smart and intelligent. That's why we started with the basis, the foundation of this channel, starting at there's a collapse coming. I'm going to walk you through the cycles of the collapse, and it's going to be a long process. I explained how I went through the crash, sold all my homes in 2006 because the crash actually started in 2005. And I wanted to walk intelligent people through this because intelligence has nothing to do with your net worth. Please understand that, okay? I'm the same person I was back when I had $100 to my name as opposed to when I made my first $1 million. And even people that know me personally don't even like hearing that story when I was in my 20s. Okay. They don't like hearing that. That's why I'm okay in my own skin. People like to make fun of me. I'm like, oh, that's why this channel's never been fancy, because I wanted to wake up normal people. And I get more excitement out of watching a normal person go crush it than watching a successful person get more successful. You already get it. These people, they get it. And I'm trying to wake more and more people up. At times, I bang my head against the wall. I'll give you an example. You want to hear an example? This is incredible. I did a course the other day. I sold it. I put it out to all my students, because all my current students, they get it because they know my method of teaching, which is totally weird. I'm not joking. I'm a weirdo. But I learned a lot in the fire service, how to wake people up and challenge them and get them to think differently and go crush it, whatever, whether it be business or fighting fire. And so what I did is I offered a course for $1, and I'm going to film it next week with a couple of awesome attorneys that I've worked with for years. They've set up, I want to say 8. I got to get the count right, but I think it's 8 entities, and they've worked on 2 others that I'd previous with other attorneys, and they just killed it, right? So I'm like, hey, let's teach a course on how to start an LLC, how to start a business entity the right way, all these tips and tricks. Sold it for $1. Then after a certain amount of hours or whatever, it was like 48 hours, it goes to $10. People called me and were like, I just bought it and I was forced to buy it for $10. I need a $9 return. So this is what I did. Most important rule in business. I returned their money immediately, and I said, okay, and you get the whole $10 back. You get all $10. You're going to get the extra $1 back, and you're not in the cars. Number 1 rule. And so many people say the devil's in the details. Yeah, you're right, because God's in the big idea. And when you're talking about business, so many people are stepping over dollars looking for dimes. They're always looking for the little things. Those are the failures. See, these people like this idiot that went on there and said, Andrea Juncker, wealth of Elon Musk is up that much. Well, Andrea, he started a business. Go start a business. Well, the wealth of Jeff Bezos is this much. Hey, these guys like slept in their office. I actually know people personally. Elon, you probably didn't make it this far through. Nah, you probably did. You got a good attention span. I know people that personally know Elon, and I work with them. And it's an interesting dynamic. And Elon knows who I am. True story. I've never had a conversation with him. I've had conversations with his highs ups. And I know how hard these guys worked. I know how hard I've worked. I know I could have worked harder. And I'm just trying to wake people up to get ready for the greatest collapse ever and have a mindset not of poverty and, oh my gosh, look at what just lost. I just lost half my 401k. You're probably going to lose like 80% on this one. But I could say that because I walked guys at the fire station through before when I was selling my houses, and they were mocking me for being, scared and stuff. I watched them lose 50% of the value of their 401k. I watched people walk away from their houses. And it wasn't any fun then to walk in and going, I'm killing it. I'm crushing it. My dad used to always say, he goes, you've got to one day just pull up in a Porsche and just, and that did happen. I wish I would have left under better circumstances. I was constantly trying to help people. My last day, I walked out and I said, I'm going to tell you what I've been telling you guys for so many years. These are my last words. And they all looked at me, my crew, and I said, buy gold, buy silver, and buy Bitcoin. Because what's coming, you're not ready for. And I walked out. How's that mic drop? I just want to see every single one of you watching this video to crush it. The gentleman that left me a really nice comment the other day, but he was putting himself down. He said, I wish I was crushing it as much as you, but I just got out of debt. I'm like, bro, you're killing it. You're doing so much better than the average American. You're killing it. Just be happy, smile, and go, I'm crushing it because I just got out of debt. And now the world has just opened, because I'm going to teach you guys how to access debt in the right way. Debt that's going to make you lots and lots of money, but you get out of personal debt. And that's what's going to happen. I have been racing to tell people to buy gold and silver for a long time, and I don't get super pumped at $30, $35, because I've been investing in it so much and storing it in vaults around the nation since 2010. And I've moved on to crypto. And then I'm moving on to bigger businesses. You're going to see the ninja, I've told you, I'm going to own 100 homes in this next downturn cycle. You're going to watch it. And it's not because oh, look, I'm better than you. It's because I'm going to do what I said for years. I'm not going to sell you some affiliate link to FTX. I'm not going to sell you an affiliate link to Moomoo and Robinhood. Trust me, I've had those conversations. Those are going to crash, in my opinion, because of the gamification and the manipulation of the mind when it comes to people investing. And it's gonna turn out wrong. There, I just made another prediction. Just watch what happens. I've tried to wake up other content creators. To guys, I know you're making lots of money. This is exciting, but get ready because you have no idea what a cycle is. You haven't lived through it. You've actually lived through the greatest economic expansion next to the Roaring 20s. And if you can't explain to me what the Roaring 20s, how that worked, how that functioned, and if you can't explain to me the Depression of 1920, you shouldn't be online doing this stuff. You should go back and go back to economic school. Do a little bit of research. Your mouth will drop. But you know what? In the end, it really will be down to who is right. I just want to be right. And when I'm wrong, I want it to be made very clear to me so that I can change my ways and go stand in the right path, the right lane. It's almost like politics. One's left, one's right. They're both screwed up, but by and large, their morals are totally different. I know which side I'm on. Which side are you on, left or the right? Do you want to be right in business? Do you want to be right with your family? A lot of it comes down to finances. Biggest reason for divorce still to this day is finances. What do you think happens after a depression or a massive recession? There's a massive war going on right now. Russia just declared it. They're starting their own fair priced metals exchange for gold and silver. I still believe you're going to see some smackdowns in prices. I could be wrong. I don't put all my money in and never buy numismatics. Those are a ripoff. I think anyone selling numismatics are tugging on your fear heartstrings of confiscation, and they're evil people. I'm just going to say that right now. A lot of people have lost a lot of money over the last handful of years buying from companies that sell you slabbed coins for 400% markup. It's absolutely horrendous. It's disgusting in my opinion, and it needs to be stopped. But they're going to continue to sell fear. I'm going to use the fear headlines, which are actually really happening. This isn't clickbait. This like, hey, this crap's really happening, to wake you up and show you a whole new world. Let's go do this. Let's crush this. Thank you to everybody that hits the subscribe button, that supports the channel, and that watches my crazy theories coming true. I haven't hit them all yet, but they're going to. This is going to be exciting. And this isn't because I'm a brainiac and I'm not a prophet. I see these cycles and understand them because this is my third one. And I hope you come right alongside of me and you absolutely crush it. Hope you get something out of this. The Economic Ninja is out.